Headline Audio presents Working Girl by Shana Gray. Read for you by Una Planer. Working Girl Part 5. Mr. Friday. I hadn't yet come down from my emotional high. After I'd had my pity party and a good cry, I'd gotten over my maudlin moment and bucked myself up by reliving last night's make-out session with Mr. Monday, which had me soaring. I was still breathless whenever I thought about how we had steamed up the back of the limo. I regretted that we hadn't actually made love, and that he'd had to leave in such a hurry. In truth, though, having sex with him in the back of a car wasn't what I wanted for our first time. The first time with him, I wanted it to be perfect, and the sooner the better. Sleep hadn't come easily. All my thoughts were of him, his touch, his lips, and my body had been on fire all night, until I finally fell asleep just before dawn, so needless to say, I was exhausted. Still, my belly fluttered whenever I thought of Mr. Monday. I cursed whoever had called him and pulled him away from me. I knew we would have spent the night together if it hadn't been for the phone call. He was a mystery, and one that needed solving. As I was learning every day, there was so much more to him. Now I was standing out in the street on a beautiful, cool, sunny morning. Yesterday's storm had really cut the heat, impatiently waiting for him to come to me. I looked up the street and then at my watch. It was 7:15. I was out here far too early, but there was no way I would be able to wait for 15 minutes in my apartment or in the vestibule this morning. I was too anxious to see him again. I paced the street and kept looking at my watch, glancing both ways to watch for him. But there was no sign of his car. Oh, God, what if he wasn't going to come? Like yesterday. I stamped down the panic that started to well up in my throat. Calm yourself, girl. He'll be here. Sure enough, a couple of minutes later, 10 minutes early for him, a silver sports car roared up the street. The rumble of the engine reached right inside me and revved me up. I was almost panting with excitement, and I heard the car switch gears, the throaty roar of the engine reminding me of Mr. Monday's groans yesterday. It was all so terribly exciting and very, very sexy. I saw him in the front seat as he pulled the car up to the curb, stopping abruptly with a screech of tires. My heart leapt, and I felt like a smiling fool as I watched him through the window. He'd come for me, and in his own car, and without the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?